Well, hello everybody. How are you? I hope that you have had a wonderful week. It has been a rainy, cool week here in Vermont. The last 2 weeks have been really rainy. And for the first time, way too soon, we're having a frost warning. So it's only September 29th. Please, 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 we're not ready for frost yet. But apparently, we're going to be having frost. So now comes the winter that I loathe so much. Anyhow, at least I'm in a beautiful, warm apartment, and Winnie and I are nice and comfy, so I really can't complain, can I? I only have to go out 2 days a week. But once the snow comes, it's like I don't even want to go out those 2 days a week. But anyway, whatever, right? You deal with what you deal with. So it's been a pretty good week. I think I told y'all already that I went to the doctor the other day. I tried to get through to the X-ray department to get my ultrasound. They've been very busy. I left a message, haven't heard back. Probably call them on Monday again and see if we can get it because it still hurts and my whole neck hurts, and I just hope it's nothing serious. You know, it hurts me to move my neck sometimes when it's really swollen. So yeah, I'm dealing with that. And had a lot of drama at work today, but thankfully everything worked out. It really didn't have anything to do with me, but it could have had something to do with me. Everything's fine, thank God. My job is safe. So that was a big worry today. I was afraid that something was going to go on, and it didn't. So phew. That would have been a disaster, because my rent's gone up, like I've told y'all, and everybody knows that it's hard living on Social Security. So God blessed me today. Thank you very much. So, still working, and I'm actually going to be working in the morning. So that'll be good. So I'll have at least one day paycheck next week. Miss Winnie is laying on her back, sleeping. She is so freaking funny, this cat. She makes me laugh so much. She's kind of sideways right now. But usually, she's like this, and you can see her little two spots here and the one spot down there. It looks like a little bikini. She's so funny. So I've had her for a year almost, and I still laugh every time she does that because it's just so comical to me. I think it's so funny and so cute. But it means she's safe. She feels safe. She knows she's in her forever home, and that's a good thing. So I'm doing really, really well in this 70s fashion book. Um, I'm having such a good time with it, just kind of remembering the days. I was a teenager in the 70s, right? Yeah, I was born in 57. So in the 70s, I graduated 76 from high school, and I was 18 then. So yeah, I was in my 20s. So just kind of reminiscing. I've showed you some of these already, but they've really been fun to do. Um, I did this really bright one right here. This has been really fun. And look at this one. That is 70s power, right? All the yellow and the orange and the boots. I had a green jumper, and then I wore a white long sleeve blouse underneath it. I mean, I've always been a clothes horse ever since ever since I was born. I think I've absolutely loved clothes. So I have really good taste in clothes. I know how to do colors and all that. There is that one. I got that from my parents. They're both very well dressed all the time, always, dressed to the nines, and of course I inherited that. This one, this one is so reminiscent of the 70s. I had a pair of suede shoes that had different colors of brown, like this dress did. I think one part of it was a dark brown, the middle was like a goldish brown, like this, and then the other side was a darker brown. And my best friend and I had the same shoes. And one day we walked into town, which was quite a trek from where we lived. It wasn't really close to town. I would say it was probably 6 or 7 miles. And it started raining, and we both got wet, and our shoes got wet because they were suede. And I remember putting them side by side, and I was so distressed because I didn't know which one of the shoes were mine, and I wanted to make sure I was getting mine back. I don't know if I did, but I remember being so. But that was in the 60s. I don't think that was in the 70s. That was in the 60s, when we were younger, like 10, something like that. And yeah, it just brought back a lot of memories. This one, I worked hard on this one. As you can tell, it's very detailed. I used gold and silver and black glitter pens all over this dress. Yeah, the 70s was basically a Saturday Night Fever for me. Um, my first boyfriend and I, he had a friend that worked at the cinema. So we went there, I would say, almost every weekend. And I must have seen Saturday Night Fever about 25 times. But I remember it. I finally ordered it last year because I love that movie. I also got the sequel, which wasn't quite as good as the first one, but John Travolta was so hot back then. He really, oh, poor thing has not aged very well. He has not aged very well at all. But unlike poor Olivia Newton-John, I mean, Olivia Newton-John, she kept the same size her entire life. I remember seeing an interview with her a while back, not too long ago, maybe last year or the year before, and she could still fit into those black pants that she wore in Greece. Can you imagine if you could fit into the same outfit you wore 30, 40 years ago? Man, that would be amazing. I'd still be a size 5. I'll never see that again. That's for sure. And that's the last one I did. I didn't get to the background. I hate all this background stuff, but at least this book doesn't have as much as the last one did. Oh, I like just doing the dresses. So that's what I've been doing this week. But I've been resting a lot this week. I've been very, very sleepy. So I've been sleeping, and right now I'm exhausted. I don't know why. Probably from all the stress this morning that just the things that go through your mind if you even get an inkling that they might be getting rid of the job that you're doing. So I kind of panicked for an hour or two this morning, and then all that stress just made me really hyper. And so now I'm relieved, but I'm tired from all the stress. So I've got everything squared away for my insurance. I'm going to be 65 in December. So that, what 65 means, Medicare Advantage plan, all that fun stuff. So that's all been taken care of. So I'm good to go there. And filling out an application for extra help with the Part B premiums. If you are low income, just want you to know you could be eligible from your state to get help with your premium. If you're below a certain amount, like if you, I think it's like under 16,000 or 15,000 a year, you're eligible for extra help. And that means they would pay for that Part B premium. So that's what I'm going to apply for. I'm going to fill that out this week. And that's something you should be aware of because that's a very possible thing. I know when my husband had Social Security, uh, he had the QMB program, and they paid for his Medicare premium. So I'm pretty sure I qualify for that as well. So I'll be doing that. So yeah, there's a lot of things to think about when you turn 65 as far as insurance and all that. And in these days and times, lots of us don't even have savings accounts because we live paycheck to paycheck. I mean, millions of people are doing that right now. And a very sad thing, there is a YouTube channel that I watch called The Nerd Report. And this gentleman lives in LA and he has a channel, pretty successful channel, but his car was broken into. And unfortunately, he had his wallet in the car. So when this person got into his car, they got into his wallet and they only took like two credit cards, which was really strange. I think it was his bank card and a credit card were stolen. And this person went to Sephora, which is a big cosmetic store, and they spent $900 of his card in Sephora. Can you imagine? It had to be a woman. I don't think any man would break into a car to go and get $900 worth of stuff from Sephora. And I'm like, this poor man, he's so devastated, you know? And he had $400 in his wallet. So the money was taken, the credit card, the bank card. And I've experienced smaller problems with my bank cards, as you know. When you pay things online, when you use the gas station, I use the gas station all the time with my card, and several times people have gotten my number. Thankfully, it's only been like $30, $40 each time. And usually the bank will notify me, how did you make this purchase? Because if it looks suspicious and you have a good fraud department in your bank, like I do, they will notify you, which is what they did to me this last time. So, yeah, it's sad, you know, and and he lives in LA. Do you know gas in LA is like $7 for a gallon right now? It is so expensive to live in California. So expensive. And then for somebody to do that and then go and buy luxury items for $900, that is just horrible. I hope they catch them because they know where the person went, they know how much they spent. I'm sure they will be able to catch this person. And yeah. And the great thing about being a successful YouTube channel is that he got a lot of donations from his subscribers. And thanks to them, he's going to be able to get his car fixed. They broke his door. So when he came out and saw that the door was open and saw that his wallet was there, but several credit cards were gone and all his cash was gone, he closed the door and he locked it. But then when he tried to open it up, he couldn't. The key wouldn't go in. So whoever got into his car totally messed up the whole lock system. He couldn't even get back into the car. I mean, it's horrendous. And like he said, we are all struggling. Why would you do this? In these times, why would you do this to your neighbor? I'm struggling just like you are. People get desperate. People get desperate. And I'm afraid it's only going to get worse because this economy is tanked. I mean, with the food prices as high as they are, people's rents going up so high that they get evicted. I mean, it's just really not a good thing. So I don't want to get into that again. I got into a rant last time about that. But you know how I feel. And I'm not the only one in the world who feels this way. Um, we need a total overhaul in our government because nobody in Washington is really looking out for us. The good thing is the great. Although let me back up. They have done a good thing. They had a big conference yesterday regarding the SNAP program, which is the old food stamp program. Always used to be called food stamps. A lot of people still say food stamps because we've been alive for a long time, and that's what it started as. They have raised the income limit, thank goodness for that. And they have also raised the amount that people can get. So there is one good thing that our government has done for us that will help more people who are food deprived. And that is one good thing. I shouldn't say everybody in government is bad. At least we've got that portion taken care of. The other portion we need to take care of is our Social Security people and our Medicare people, people who don't qualify for EBT, people who are single and don't have children, people who aren't taxpayers. These are the people that need help right now, and they're not getting help. All these states giving out stimulus checks, they only go to taxpayers, as I said last week. So it's just an ongoing thing, and it's something that we just have to deal with, go on with our lives, keep ourselves happy as best we can, which is what I do with my singing and with my coloring. All you can do is your best, and life isn't easy, but do the things that you love. Take time for yourself. Some people are having to work so much harder now because rent's gone up on everybody. I've got a friend of mine who her rent went up and now she's working more and more and more. And I worry about her and other people taking time for themselves as well. I mean, you do need to, I know you have to work hard to make your ends meet, but don't forget about yourself. Okay. Me, I'm lucky. I don't have a family. I don't have to take care of a husband, kids, pets, cooking, cleaning, and all that. Like I did that for 58 years. And I'm telling you, I know what it's like. But if you can, just take an hour sometime during the week for yourself. Take a bath. Go into another room in quiet. Listen to music. Read a book. As hard as it is, if you don't do that, you are going to get burned out. I got burned out so many times over the years, and I would have actual breakdowns. And I would tell my husband, okay, I'm at the breaking point. I can't do it anymore. And when that happens, I usually just went to bed and went to sleep because I was so stressed out from work and everything. So I know what families go through. I know what women go through. Not so much about men because I'm not a man, but I just want to say, it's a short life. It's a tough life right now for everybody, but please don't forget to love yourself and to care about yourself. Even if nobody else is caring about you, people don't think about other people, because we're all in our own little worlds with our own little problems. Your kids love you, your husband loves you, your wife loves you, but we're all so distressed these days over the world events. And just remember to take at least an hour a week for yourself. I hope you can. I hope it's something that's achievable because it's so easy to burn out. I don't know how I got into this, but it's important, you know, because I know how I struggled for so long. And then my husband got sick, and it was even worse because you've got a sick husband, and yet you still have to do everything else. And then you have to worry about him, taking care of him. and it can be so hard. So just take my advice, please. I should have given that advice to my friend who's working so hard, and she doesn't even have time to do the things she used to love to do every Sunday, but now she can't because her rent went up, and it happens, and it interferes with your life when you've got to work yourself to death, and it worries me when that happens. So I love you all so much. I've had a pretty good week except for today. Everything's good, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day tomorrow. And I will see you next time, and take care. Bye.